Back, episode 14, Blowing Steam with Dean. As always, I'm your host, Dean Ferezza. Lot going on right now. Subway Series in New York. Game 1 was last night. Mets take it 9-3. Who cares if you're a Mets fan? I mean, let's be honest. Unless the Mets can rattle off a A's-like 20-game win streak here, the Mets season is absolutely dead. So until the Mets can prove to me they can win 10 games straight, maybe get above 500, I really don't give a shit. It was nice to see Alonso hit 2 home runs last night because he's looked like he was completely dead. Vogelback goes yard last night, of course, go figure. Hasn't done much all year. I love Vogelback. I love the fat guys in baseball, being a fat guy. But just on the Mets side of things, it doesn't do much for me. It doesn't move the needle for me much because the Mets are so far out of it. They buried themselves in such a hole that at this point in the season, it is what it is. It's just a win. It's nice it's over the Yankees. But it is a killer loss for the Yankees, who are trying to keep pace in this AL wildcard race. Can't afford losses to teams like the Colorado Rockies, which they dropped 3 out of 4 in that series. 2 out of 3 that they lost to the lowly Angels of Anaheim, and they really can't afford to lose games to the Mets. But last night, Justin Verlander was spectacular. Had a great stat line last night, and the Yankees' bats were inept, which they've been since Aaron Judge has been out of the lineup. Verlander's stat line last night, let me just pull that up real quick for you guys so you guys can hear it. Verlander last night goes 6 innings, strikes out 6, walks 4, allows 2 hits. Really had the Yankees off balance all night. He was pounding the righties inside and doing a great job of just getting ahead in counts and being efficient. 98 pitches last night. His ERA on the year goes down to 3.24. So he looks like he's finally turning the corner in his season. Tough for a guy that's 40 years old, starts the season on the IL with the injury that he had in the beginning of the year. But he's finally looking like he's getting into the swing of things. And it's a shame because it won't be for a postseason in Queens because that's not happening. So we'll see what happens with Verlander and Scherzer and Marte, McNeil, because I think all these guys will be on the trading block by the end of the week, and I can see a bunch of them being moved. I mean, there's not one guy on the Mets currently that I have on the don't sell list. Maybe Alvarez is the one guy, maybe, but we'll see what the Mets do with the trading deadline fastly approaching. I think in 5 days or so. We'll see what happens with that. It's a bad loss for the Yankees because the Yankees now in the wild card standings. Hold on, I'm pulling it up for you guys. Just give me a second. Do it all here on my own on this side. In the wild card, the Yankees are now 2.5 games back of Toronto. And Boston also has jumped in front of them in the wild card race. So the Yanks are now scrambling. Really need to get a split here. I believe Rendon is pitching tonight for the Yankees. On the Mets side of things, we have Carlos Quintana, who looked good in his first time back his first start as a Met, his first time back on the hill since last season when he finished the season with the St. Louis Cardinals. So, Yankees need a win. Can't afford to drop games to a lowly Mets team. Rendon, his last start, if you guys didn't see it, got hit around pretty good in Los Angeles and blew a kiss to a Yankees fan when he came off the mound. That made news lines around here. A lot of Yankee fans were kind of fired up about that with Rendon's last start, blowing the kisses to a Yankee fan. So we'll see. Rendon has to earn the stripes here in New York, and they're going to need him to be a productive pitcher down the stretch here for the Yankees to get into the postseason. So Yanks need a win. Mets will, unless they rattle off that 20-game win streak, I'm out on them. Completely done with the fucking Mets this year. In other news, I don't know if you guys are seeing or paying attention to what's going on in the world. But today we had a hearing on UFOs in the United States Senate. And let's just say somebody owes Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 a fucking apology. All right? Because aliens are real. Aliens are real. I mean, I was always a believer. Listen, we live in too big of a universe, all right, to just think and be so narrow-minded that we're the only life form in the galaxy when there's hundreds of galaxies that we don't even know about, that we can't even get to, that are light years away. It's very, very short-sighted to think that we're the only people who are capable, you know, of being and living, and, you know, it's just crazy to me that it's all out there. It's all out there. This is things that in the past, everything was suppressed and everything was just kept inside, and if you came out and said things like this, you were called a fucking conspiracy theorist, and, you know, that you're crazy, you're out of your mind, yada yada. But it's out there. It's out there. This is being debated in the United States Senate and Congress, that there are living life forms out there that are not human. That the United States of America is in possession of other life forms that are not human. Crazy. Somebody owes Tom an apology. And all these other guys that were out there for years saying that they were aliens, you owe people an apology. I can't believe it. This guy, David Grush, who worked for the United States Air Force, he's a former intelligence officer. He's blown the whistle. He served for 14 years as an intelligence officer in the Air Force and National Geospatial Intelligence Agency before he appeared in the House Oversight Committee's National Security Subcommittee alongside two former fighter pilots who had first-hand experience with UAP. This is crazy to me. I mean, it's not so crazy to me because I always was a believer, but the fact that the information is just out there now, and we're not even trying to hide it, like the government's not even trying to hide it, they're actually trying to expose it to the public. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder what you guys really think about this shit, because this was like the unheard of. The things like this happening and the government just fucking putting it out there for fucking everybody to know. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. But yeah, we can be invaded any day by fucking who knows what. Something that looks like fucking, I don't know, the people from Predator. they basically, it's nuts. It's nuts. Non-human fucking life forms. Crazy. I wonder if some people I know who claim to be abducted might have actually been abducted by aliens. Oh, man. What a fucking crazy world. Crazy. Man. I'm going to keep tabs on what's going on with this whole committee that's meeting in Washington, because this is bananas to me. It's bananas that they're just fucking coming out with all this information. Objects are far superior to U.S. technology. Craziness. Unbelievable. Whatever it is, dude, we need to link up with these people and be like, yo, what's up? We gotta get what they have. We gotta get what they have. We gotta get on the same fucking playing field before these motherfuckers realize they can just come down here and take over this game and wrap up this planet we call Earth. We need to, we gotta play the game, play along with them, We are all one, civilization, yada yada, living life beings, take what we know, take what we can get their technology, and, you know, in the event they want to fuck around, you know, we can fucking fire back. Craziness. So fucking crazy to me. Unreal. Let's get away from aliens for a little bit, because I'm just like mind blown by this whole entire thing. Giant training camps have started. The Giants came to a deal with Saquon Barkley for 1 year, $11.1 million. It's unfortunate for Saquon, because Saquon Barkley has done everything the Giants have asked of him since the time he was drafted number 2 overall 7 years ago now. He's been their star player. He's been a great guy in the community. He's been a great teammate, a great leader, and yet the Giants brass doesn't do the right thing, doesn't give the guy a contract with some length. He's in his late 20s, so that's the reason why he was not willing to sign the franchise tag, because when you're in your late 20s and you're a running back in the NFL, let's be honest, the way the NFL is in 2023, you could just be kicked to the curb at any point in time. When they don't think you have any more tread on the tires, goodbye. Your career can end at 26 years old in the NFL as a running back. And it's sad that a position that once was the most dominant position in the game in the 80s and the 90s, when you had dominant running backs, Walter Payton, for example, in the 80s, Emmitt Smith in the 90s, Barry Sanders, when running backs ran the game and they were the most dominant player on the field. It's sad that now running backs get kicked to the curb when there's just a sign of maybe the guy doesn't have it anymore. And I thought Barkley deserved a long-term deal. I didn't think the Giants would have to give him much. 3 years, $36 million. Thought that would be a fair enough deal. $25 million guaranteed. You know, give the guy something for being the player that he is. And Barkley was handcuffed. What choice does he have? Look at the running back market right now. Dalvin Cook, free agent. Ezekiel Elliott, free agent. Melvin Gordon, free agent. These guys can't get signed. They're in their late 20s, mid-20s, and can't get signed by NFL teams, because NFL teams and brass, the head brass of these teams, just think that the running back position is disposable. You can get a guy in the 4th, 5th round of the draft, 4th, 5th, 6th round of the draft, and he can play equally at the level of the guys that are out there now as free agents. And it's sad. It's sad. Barkley was handcuffed. He had no choice. He had to sign the 1-year deal. He can't play the Le'Veon Bell game. We saw how it worked for Le'Veon. Yeah, great. Sat out the 1 year where they were threatening the tag against him, but it ruined Le'Veon Bell's career. That and Adam Gase, who's the worst coach in football, ruined Le'Veon Bell's career. But Bell was never the same running back after the holdout. Didn't get a chance because, you know, Adam Gase hates running backs and just doesn't run a proper offense. But whatever. That's besides the point. Can't hold out. He's a leader in the locker room. I think he knows that the Giants are on the come up. The Giants are already there. They took the step last year. Made the playoffs. Daniel Jones looked like he's developed into a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He got top 10 money in the, obviously, with the contract extension that he got earlier this year. And Saquon is a key component of that offense. And I think the guy wants to be there. He wants to be a Giant for life. So he took the deal that was on the table because he didn't have a choice. We'll see what happens, you know, next year. Who knows? Who knows if Saquon Barkley will be a Giant next year? Didn't really get a strong feeling that he was going to be a Giant this year either. Joe Schoen playing games. I don't know. But he's in the locker room. He's there. He's in camp. So that's a good sign for the Giants. You know, the holdout drama doesn't have to follow them throughout training camp. As for the Jets, every highlight video that comes out of Aaron Rodgers throwing a ball to Garrett Wilson, quite frankly, it makes me rock hard. It makes me rock hard. I mean, do you watch? I don't know if you people watch these videos of what's going on in training camp. Aaron Rodgers looks like he has a 10-year connection with Garrett Wilson. Like they have played together for the past 10 to 15 years. Okay? And I think like what's going on over in Florham Park in Jet Camp, this hype is real. Okay? I mean, I am so excited for this season. And also, iron is sharpening iron over there. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers, okay, and an electric offense going up against an already elite defense every single day. Don't you think that Sauce going against Wilson every day in practice is only making the two of them even fucking better? Iron is sharpening iron over in Florham Park. The Jets have their first preseason game on 8-3 against the Browns. It's the Hall of Fame game. Who gives a shit? Threes will probably be playing that day, so we might see Zach Wilson. Oh boy, the fall of Zach Wilson. Unbelievable. He might be playing in the fucking Hall of Fame game. Unreal. When you look at a year ago, how coming into camp we were all talking about Milf Hunter, and you know, Zach had that dog in him, and people were excited to see this kid play, and how in a year since he's fallen flat on his face. They brought in a two-time MVP and a Super Bowl champion to replace him. And now he's going to be starting in the Hall of Fame game against the Cleveland Browns probably next week. What a fall from grace. But anyway, we're not here to bash Zach Wilson as much as I love to. The Jets are cooking up something really fucking special. All right? Really special. I already said it to you guys on the last pod. You guys need to start buying in. Jet fans need to start buying in. Buy in. If you're watching what I'm watching, this guy's making blind throws to Garrett Wilson. He's fucking hitting McCole Hardman on 60-yard bombs. He's making Corey Davis look like a fucking all-pro wide receiver. Conklin's making grabs. We're going places, boys. We're going places. I'm trying to temper expectations, you know. I'm not trying to fucking psych myself out. But the Jets are going places. Alright? We're going places. I'm telling you right now, it's not the same old fucking Jets this year. As long as this guy, Aaron Rodgers, is in the building, we're going to have something. We're going to have something. And I'm a full believer in iron sharpening iron, that this defense going against Rodgers every day is only getting better. They were already a top 3 defense last year. Now they're going up against this guy every day. Good luck to the NFL this year. Good luck. The Jets are taking names. Taking names. What we got now on the pod? I think about 20 minutes on the pod right now. I'm not going to go too long today. There's a little more stuff that I want to talk about to you guys on Friday. I also want to get out my UFC picks to you guys for a banger of a card this weekend. An absolute banger of a UFC card this weekend. Poirier versus Gaethje is going to be a fucking absolute slobber knocker. This is two guys who are respectively the best of their division. Okay. Two guys that hit like Mack trucks. And the first fight ended with a Poirier TKO in the 4th round. I love Justin Gaethje. I love Poirier. I think Poirier is going to wind up coming up on top in this fight. That's for the BMF title that they're trying to bring back from the dead. which I enjoy. You know, I think there should be a baddest motherfucker title in the UFC because, you know, there's got to be people that are feared that are champions. You know what I'm saying? So I like the whole idea of it. It's a nice little sell for the UFC. Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira is going to be a fucking banger. There are so many good fights on this card. And I'm going to give you guys all the plays for this weekend. Again, another winning week last week. 10-5 in UFC. I've just been killing it. So if you're following along to the pod, we're making some money. We're finding out that aliens are fucking real and that the New York Jets are fucking here for the taking this year. So I'll be back for episode 15, probably Friday, Saturday afternoon, the latest. I want to get the plays out to you guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.